Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a really powerful idea from the work of Jonathan Crary, one that helps explain a feeling that's probably super familiar to a lot of us, that constant pressure of our modern, always-on lives. No, really, take a second. When was the last time you were completely off the grid? That feeling of being constantly available, always connected, it's like the background hum of our times, right? But is this just a side effect of cool new technology? Or is it actually part of a much bigger, more deliberate system? Well, according to author Jonathan Crary, this feeling is no accident. He says it's part of a huge invisible order that he calls the 24/7 command. Crary argues that 24/7 has become way more than just a sign on a convenience store. He calls it an order word. And what that means is it's a phrase that doesn't just describe the world, it actively tries to create the world. It's a command, disguised as a convenience, telling us the world never stops, so why should you? And make no mistake, the weight behind this idea is immense. This isn't some gentle nudge to be a little more available. It's framed as this absolute, totally unlivable demand. So much so that some thinkers compared it to a death sentence for the very idea of rest, of ever being truly off. And here's the crazy part. Of course, no one can actually be online and productive 24/7. We're human. But that's exactly where its power comes from the fact that it's impossible. It sets the standard we can never meet, which creates a relentless pressure that just seeps into every moment of our lives, because the possibility of being connected is now endless. So this 24/7 command doesn't just put pressure on us, it fundamentally messes with our whole relationship with time itself. And this slide just lays the conflict out perfectly, doesn't it? On one side, you have human time. It's kind of messy, it's organic, it has natural cycles of rest and activity. And then on the other side, you have 24/7 time. It's uniform, it's efficient, and it is relentlessly productive. It's the time of a machine, not a person. The result? Well, all those natural cycles that have structured human life for literally thousands of years start to get flattened out. You know, that clear line between day and night, between a workday and the weekend, or a holiday and just any other day, it all starts to blur into one long, monotonous flow. And this has real social consequences. When we're always partially somewhere else, checking a notification, always available for a work email, those small but vital moments of shared experience, like having a focused conversation or a family dinner, they just begin to wither. Now, this relentless pressure for availability doesn't just change our relationship with time, it also enables new and way more complete forms of control. It all starts with a simple, tempting promise: ultimate convenience. The 24/7 world gives us the ability to consume pretty much anything, from anywhere, at any time. But, and this is the big catch, the very same infrastructure that makes us constant consumers also makes us constantly observable. The network that lets you buy something at 3 a.m. is the exact same one that allows your every action to be recorded and archived. And we see the most extreme version of this in military strategy. Systems like Operation Gorgon's Stare are quite literally 24/7 surveillance networks that are totally indifferent to day or night. The goal isn't just to see, but to weaponize that constant sight, to shatter that shared interval of sleep and impose a permanent state of fear. So you might be thinking, okay, but isn't this just the price of progress? Aren't we all just moving into a new digital age? Well, Crary argues it's not quite that simple. We're often told that we're just going through a bumpy transition and that eventually we'll arrive at some stable digital age. But according to Crary, that destination doesn't exist. The transition is the destination. Instead, what we're experiencing is a kind of calculated maintenance of permanent transition. The rhythm of new products and updates is intentionally sped up. We're never really given the time to get comfortable with any single piece of technology before it's already on its way to being replaced. And this really reveals the goal here, doesn't it? It isn't necessarily progress or even better products. It's the relentless capture of our time and our attention. It's about eliminating those quiet moments for reflection before the next new thing demands our focus. So what's the ultimate cost of living in this world that never logs off? One major cost is the flattening of our experience. In a 24/7 world, things that are unique or marginal or just a little bit different tend to get smoothed over. A kind of predictable blandness begins to flourish as all our experiences become more and more homogeneous and managed. And this constant churn systematically cuts us off from the past. When everything is always new, collective memory just doesn't have time to form. Loss becomes so constant that we stop even recognizing it. Our own life story risks becoming less about our relationships and experiences and more about the series of devices and apps we happen to use along the way. Ultimately, this instability starts to reshape our very sense of self. We risk becoming, in Crary's words, a jumble of identities, just temporary effects of whatever technology we're using at the moment, rather than something stable and enduring. And all of this leaves us with one final and kind of haunting question. As we build a world that is always on, what parts of our humanity, our creativity, our rest, our connection to each other, are we inadvertently switching off in the process? It's definitely something to think about.